sprinklerinos. A couple of confessions about this video. I was meant to put this up last month, and so some of the bits were filmed out and about when I had blonde hair, and now I have pink hair. So this is sort of cobbled together a little bit, but the message is still valid, and that's what counts. Like at Christmas, when you get a present you don't like when Grandma got me that clipboard back in 1996, the fact that she'd gone out and bought it is what counted, not the fact that I neither wanted nor needed a wooden clipboard. Hope you're not watching, Grandma. Love you lots. Right, I'll crack on. It's actually quite a serious video. A while ago, this year, sort of, I'd say at the beginning of the year, I started becoming really interested in food banks and what they do and what their role is and how they help the community, because I, probably quite naively and ignorantly, I thought that this was a really far away issue, and it's not. So I looked into how I could help food banks in my area, and it was so easy. All I did was just type into Google Food Banks Northampton, because that's the town I live in, Northampton, and there's one called Restore, and their website was really helpful. They gave a list of all the drop-off locations where you could take food, and also they gave a really helpful list of foods that they would like. Rice and pasta and sauces and soups, and look online because they have a list, and also they often ask for baby things and toiletries, and I like to focus on baby things quite a lot. Now I'm a mother, I think about how fortunate I am that every single day I can feed Darcy, but there are some mums that don't have that option. Imagine now that you're hungry, and or if you have children or little brothers and sisters and they're crying because they're hungry and you have literally nothing to give to them, and not only is that a physical problem in that you need to feed your children, you need to feed yourself, it's a mental problem because it eats away at your self-esteem, and it makes you feel like a bad mother, and it gives you that worry of, are they getting enough nutritious food? I know even sometimes when I feed Darcy I think that wasn't a very healthy meal, like her poor little tiny body, is she getting enough like vitamins and stuff in there? It worries me, and I can afford to fix that problem. But if you can't afford to fix that problem, then that's going to worry you a whole lot more. And some recent figures suggested that a third of the people that benefit from food banks are actually children, which goes to show how many families and mothers are using this service. So what is a food bank, just in case you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about? You can go and ask for food donations. Sometimes you have to be recommended, so like your GP or a social worker or someone like that will give you like little tokens or some sort of permission to go. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that sometimes it needs a recommendation from someone else, a figure of authority, to go and use them, or sometimes you can just turn up and you'll be given a couple of bags of food that are meant to look after you for 3 or 4 days, roughly. These are just like rough facts. This is the gist of it. This is from a BBC News article, and the article used the Trussell Trust, and I'll link both of those, the article and the Trussell Trust, below for their information. It said, food banks provide free food to people in acute need. Normally, those needing help must be referred by a doctor, social worker or job centre staff who give them a voucher in exchange for food. The Trussell Trust, which manages the UK's largest network of food banks, says that over 1 million people received 3 days' food in 2014-2015, a rise of 19% from the previous year. In 2013 and 2014, food banks fed just under 1 million people nationwide. Each food box contains a minimum of 3 days nutritionally balanced, non-perishable food. So this isn't something that people are using every week. It's for things like if someone's benefits have been cut or sanctioned and they need some help, or they've just lost a job, or something's happened that they just need that help. And I've heard a few people say that if you provide these services, then people won't work themselves out of a problem. And I think that's quite unfair, because everybody has had times of financial strife. Everybody. I don't know anybody that's just sailed through their whole life and always had a really super healthy bank balance. And I've heard other people say that, oh, if you do this, there'll always be people that scrounge off it, or there'll always be people that cheat the system and take the food when they don't really need it and they can afford it, and they're wasting their money on like cigarettes or drink and stuff like that. Well, I think that there will always be people that cheat the system, and there will always be those people that might take the food that other people need when they don't actually need it. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't still support this system that the majority of people using it are really benefiting from, and it can be life-saving to have that sort of service provided for people. There's always going to be people that cheat every system, but you just have to be a good person and still give to it and know that you're helping the good people, and just hope that those bad people kind of have a change of heart. Maybe you're watching this video. If you are, do the right thing. So Darcy and I give to food banks quite regularly. I think it's really important, one, because I want to help my community, but also it's really good for Darcy because it's going to teach her to have a serving heart, which is really important to me, that she learns the importance of giving and she values it and she takes joy from it, and that she sees that it's kind of our duty, that because we are able to help, we should be helping. So we quite like it because we go around the supermarket and we talk about what we're doing, and I always focus on baby products like nappies. Especially nappies are so expensive, and if you are really in a pinch, nappies aren't something you can afford, but they are something you need, and baby food. And when I do, I think about those mothers, and one, how demoralising it must be to have to go there. I think I've read a lot of people's first-hand accounts, and they say that they felt really demoralised, and I don't think they should. If you're someone that's used the food bank and you're watching, I don't think you should. Everybody needs a bit of help every now and again. I take help from my friends and family all the time, and just because that help is from a stranger doesn't mean you're any less loved for it. Anyone that has any of the food or stuff that Darcy and I have given, you're very loved by us. So Sprinklerinos, I would really like to encourage you to give to a food bank. Or perhaps if you don't have the financial means to be able to donate in that way, could you get in touch and see if you could donate some time, maybe help tidying up the store cupboards or packing bags or something like that. I'm going to put some links for you below. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a bit different from normal, but it's something I'm really passionate about, and I think that if we all worked as a community to do something, we could have quite a big impact on our wider communities. So we're a little online Sprinklerino community that all live in different areas of the country and world, and if we all did good things in those communities, it makes our glittery community a lot bigger and better. So I'll leave it there because I've been talking for ages and ages, but I hope you liked this, and I hope that you feel compelled maybe to help yourself, and if you can think of other ways that Darcy and I could help our community and do future videos like this, I'd be really interested because I feel quite passionate about them, and I hope you do too. I will leave it there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.